Yeah, we are laying up good stuff. Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Backdraft and welcome to another episode on the Symmetria server. This is episode number 19. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm gonna start off this episode by saying the most generic thing you will ever hear a Minecraft YouTuber say, and that is, I did some digging off camera. Just a little bit. We have the entire area flattened out for the future site of the city of Agrabah. So I didn't do all of it off camera. A lot of it was off camera, but a good majority of it, probably about half of it, was actually in the latest live stream. If you guys want to tune in for my live streams, I live stream every Sunday and Wednesday around 6-7 p.m. EST. I usually announce on Twitter when I'll be going live if you guys want to check that out. I do stream right here on my YouTube channel, so check those out if you guys are interested. But a lot of this digging was done in the latest live stream, and the rest of it was actually done off camera, and I have to admit that the remainder was actually not done by me. That is what happens when you play on a server with a bunch of extremely awesome and talented Minecrafters who have a lot of time on their hands to help out their friends. So a good friend of mine on the server, Fluffy Butt, who is actually behind the amazing StarCraft 2 Viking that's above my base over here, and this now SCV, Job's Finished, he actually pinged me on Discord and sent me this image of the entire plot for the city of Agrabah completely flattened out. He was helping me on my live stream a little bit, and I told him if he was bored and wanted something to do, then he could definitely help me flatten out the rest of this area and keep all of the materials for himself, which it looks like he did, and I am super stoked for this. So we now have the city of Agrabah completely flattened out. This is where we're going to be building all of the buildings. I know it's a little redundant, building all the buildings, whatever. This is where we're going to be building all of the buildings, and essentially we're going to be building a wall, which I still have to design, going all the way around the perimeter of the edge of the city. And it looks like the city is already being raided. There's nothing for you here. Go find somewhere else. So the plan for this episode and the next couple episodes is to get the city ready for community building. So I've been mentioning a couple times throughout the season that I'm going to basically turn this city building into a community project where Symmetrians can come and build their own custom buildings and whatever builds they want to add to the city. The only restriction I'm going to give them is that they use a specific block palette to ensure that it adheres to the desert theme / Agrabah theme for this build. So that means I'm going to need to get the walls up. So where you see all the netherrack is where I'm going to build up all of the walls surrounding the city. And at the far end, directly behind me, there's going to be a gate that we're going to build. And there's actually a little river there. And I think we're going to build a drawbridge across that river to actually get into the city. And also in this episode, as I mentioned in the last one and showed you guys a little preview of, the gaming district is now open on the server, and it is about time that I get my Fire 'em Up Rocket Target Block game up and running on the server so the Symmetrians can play it and have lots of fun and compete with each other and do time trials and all sorts of craziness with that game. So that's plans for this episode that'll probably take us all the way through till the end. I just wanted to pop over to the battle cruiser real quick to pay a visit to the one and only Admiral Boofty, because I wanted to leave him a little gift for his help with flattening out the space for the city of Agrabah. So this is what I left for him, just a little something. Urgent telegram for Admiral Boofty. Not enough minerals. The StarCraft references never end. Hopefully this helps a bit. Thanks for the digging, and just left him a few goodies for his help. And Boofty, I know you watch, so thank you very much for your assistance once again. And I just wanted to show you guys the progress that he's made over here with his base. So we're currently in the battle cruiser, which is way too big to show in a video. I mean, you guys have seen it in earlier episodes, but the thing's just way too big. The whole thing just doesn't load. It's amazing. But anyway, he has built a starport over here, a Terran starport, and an armory down there. And there's a couple Vikings that are protecting the battle cruiser as well. This is just crazy, crazy, crazy cool. He's really talented with these StarCraft builds. We are back in the gaming district, and it looks like this place is really starting to come alive. There's some builds popping up here and there. I think there's some progress that's been made on the casino over there. There's one popping up right next to my plot here, another one over there. Yeah, a lot of people are coming and putting their games right down in the gaming district. So in these shulker boxes right here, I have the materials for Fire 'em Up, and I'm super excited to finally build this game on the server. We should have all of the materials that we need to put this up. And of course, you guys know the drill. It's time for the first time lapse of the episode. So let's roll that music. Is now ready to go on the live Symmetria server. I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. Let me show you guys what we're working with for the game. So if you haven't seen it so far, I highly recommend you go check out the previous episodes. I think the one where I did the redstone memory cell is when I first showcased this game and how it works on the creative server. But the only difference you're going to notice if you go watch that and this is the only thing I added was this timer right here. So essentially we're using iron nuggets that are going to flow into the bottom chest and act as the timer. So I was able to do one run myself with this just to test it out, and I was able to get a high. Oh, it looks like somebody else actually got a chance to play the game so far. It's been a day or two since I finished the build. I haven't been back on the server since. But yeah, it looks like Nat, I think that's Nat's radio, was able to do it on easy and 160 nuggets. I guess that's how you would say how we're timing it. But yeah, I was able to do it on hard. I was only able to get 7 targets, but I did it in 105, which I think was pretty good if you ask me. But anyway, to give you the crackdown on how this works is you have to take your rockets, stand below the targets, and then click the floor and hope that the rocket hits the target. That's essentially how the game works. We have easy mode, hard mode, and medium mode. Hard mode is 8 rockets, so that means you only get 1 chance per target to hit it. Medium mode is 16, so 2 chances per target, and hard mode is 24, so 3 chances per target. And you can use the timer if you want, you don't necessarily have to. But essentially how it works is you just flick it and then immediately start going to hit the targets, and as you can see, the iron nuggets will start flowing into the bottom chest, and then when you're done, you just hit it again, and the nuggets will stop flowing. So that is about it for this game. Hopefully a lot of the Symmetrians get a chance to come and play it and put their scores in the book, and as they do, I will keep you guys posted on who breaks and holds the high scores for Fire 'em Up. So we're back out in front of the base because I am doing some more wood harvesting. We're going to need a lot of birch wood and spruce wood in order to build up the wall. And I'm going to get started with the front of the palace, I think, because we are going to have to redo the entire front wall and actually the entire wall surrounding the entire palace in order for it to match up with the wall of the rest of the city. So I was doing some testing in one of my most recent live streams where I was designing the wall, and I figured that if we're going to be designing the wall for the entirety of the city, we might as well redo the wall around the palace as well. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, like I just said, it does involve a lot of birch wood and spruce wood. It also involves a lot of sandstone and more red nether brick as well, and spruce wood for the base of the wall. If you guys have been watching my live streams, then you know what the wall looks like already, so it should be no surprise to you. But once I get enough of this stuff harvested, I think we're gonna get started, and I'll keep you guys updated on the progress. So here's the big reveal for the wall, and bam. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know everybody's been watching the streams has already seen this design, but I think this looks super cool. I was looking for something that definitely added a bit more to the build, but didn't take away too much from the rest of it. Just kind of added a little bit more detail to the wall. So at the base, we have spruce wood. I think I mentioned I need spruce and birch. We have the spruce wood. All of these sandstone blocks are actually replaced with sandstone walls, which adds a little bit more depth to it. And then we have the birchwood pillars with the red nether brick accents. And this is looking super, super cool. So far, all I have done is the front of the wall surrounding the palace. The rest of the plan is to finish up the wall surrounding the rest of the wall surrounding the palace, and then get started on the wall surrounding the city. So I'm kind of in a pickle here right now because I need a lot of birch wood and a lot of spruce wood, and we're gonna need even more than that once we start on the walls surrounding the city. So I think the plan for the rest of this episode is to actually do something that I've been meaning to do for a while and probably should have done a long time ago, and that is build a wood farm. And I know what you're all thinking. Backdraft. What the heck is this thing that you built earlier in the season if it's not a wood farm? Well, yeah, that's a wood farm, but it's another wood farm. I need a farm that can give me spruce and birch, and this farm cannot give me spruce and birch. So there is a farm design that I have in mind that I already kind of sort of built in my creative world. So it allows you to do oak, birch, spruce, and jungle, I think. I think that's what you can do with it. I know you can for sure do oak, birch, and spruce. I'll do some testing with it and I'll let you guys know. But I think the plan for this is we're actually going to build this farm underground. So we're going to build a little lumber mill looking building once we have the city going, and I think we're gonna put it like right here. Now I know we're in the middle of a desert, but of course with the lore you can think, well, they have all the wood shipped in. We are in the middle of the desert, but obviously there's trading and stuff that the people of Agrabah will be doing with the rest of the world, and they can have all the wood shipped in and then have a lumber mill where they can process it. So I think we're gonna build the farm underground. I'm gonna have to hollow out a huge area for it. But other than that, we're gonna be ready to go once we have that farm up and running. We're just gonna need a lot of bone meal and TNT. TNT I think is gonna be the bottleneck. Bone meal isn't much of an issue. Really the bottleneck is sand. We can get a ton of gunpowder from the AFK Witch Farm. Sand is a little more tricky. I know you can harvest sand from husks, and there's been some debate on the server as to whether or not we should be able to build husk farms, because most of the time people sleep and we don't have night, so you can't really harvest husks, because husks need access to the sky and they need darkness, which is kind of weird. I thought that some husks would be spawning in my mob farm over there, but it doesn't really work out very well, so we don't get much sand from that. So we all harvest sand the old-fashioned way on the server. We have a community mining desert, so that's probably going to be the hardest thing. And I think I want to stock up at least a double chest full of TNT for this farm. That should get us plenty of wood that we need. But anyway, I'm going to hollow out the area and I'll see you guys in a sec. You know, sometimes in life, you just got to dig a hole. And that's exactly what we just did. So down in this hole right here is where the tree farm is going to live. It's not that big. It only took me maybe an hour or so to hollow this out. But like I said, this is where our wood farm is going to go. So we're going to harvest up a ton of birch and spruce with this thing so that we can have all the supplies we need to build up our wall. And like I said, after that, the plan is once we get the city going, we're going to build like a lumber mill on top of this and then have an entrance down into here so we can use it whenever we need to. So you guys are lucky. You get 2 time lapses in this episode. So let's get into it. Roll that music. Yes, number 2 is all set. I hope you guys enjoyed, and the farm is all done and is working like a charm. So I've been doing some AFK over here and it is working like crazy. I spent maybe like just a couple minutes AFK and we already got almost 4 stacks of birchwood. That is insane. That means we could probably fill up a double chest easily in 1 hour of AFK. So let me show you guys what we're working with over here with this design. So this is a design that I found on YouTube from a very talented YouTuber by the name of Dusty Dude. I'm going to leave the link to his video down in the description, but this is quite the awesome farm. So we're using double piston extenders along with slime blocks and honey blocks pushing the wooden gates here, and these are the leaf crushers, and over here we have the double piston extender that will push the logs once they grow right here on this piece of dirt. So these double piston extenders are necessary so that you can grow spruce wood, because the spruce leaves actually grow far enough that it would disrupt the growth of the tree if you didn't use these double piston extenders and push them further away from where the tree and the leaves will grow. So here's all the redstone behind it. There isn't too much, it's really not that complicated, just a bunch of lines that are controlling the dispenser for where the bone meal goes, which is actually right over here. This is where the bone meal is fed into. There's some hoppers underneath that feed into a dropper, which is actually shooting the bone meal up into this dispenser here to save some space, and these wood logs are covering up the hoppers where the bone meal is being fed into the dispenser. So the player essentially AFKs right here, puts down the saplings on the dirt, the crushers and the pusher will go, pushing the logs off in this direction, and then we have the TNT dispenser up top, which is spitting out all of the TNT. So I spent some time harvesting some gunpowder and sand from our community witch farm and then from our community mining desert, and I was able to get a whole shulker box full of TNT, so this thing is not going to run out anytime soon. A couple things I changed from Dusty Dude's design. Number 1, if you watch his video, he actually pushes the redstone block right here sideways with this piston, which I didn't want to do because if this redstone block is below the hoppers, then it will lock the hoppers and that will stop the items flowing into where they have to go. And the other thing I changed is I added in this filter for sticks right here. So before the sticks make their way into the dispenser, which is just supposed to shoot out saplings, they will get sucked into this hopper here and into the storage system down here where they will be collected. So essentially we have made a stick farm as well, because the leaf crushers crush the leaves and they have a chance of letting off some sticks. So to wrap everything up, I wanted to show you guys this bad boy in action. Fair warning, it does create some lag, but all you have to do is hit this lever and then stand right here and hold down right click on the dirt, and the trees will grow, the leaves will be crushed, the logs will be pushed, and you can hear the TNT exploding off in the distance over there. Sorry if this is extremely loud, I apologize. But either way, guys, this is all the time I have for this episode. I'm going to AFK a lot and get the wood that we need for the wall. If you liked it, please do not hesitate to hit that thumbs up. And if you're looking forward to future episodes on the Symmetria server, then hit that subscribe button with notifications. I'll see you guys again. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we are in the place to be. Yeah,